everyone. I'm Emily Tan here in Amsterdam for the Amsterdam Dance Event. We've got interviews.
Nice.
That was fun. Do it, do it.
Oh, you just want me to expand on that?
Did I have something in like this?
We're going to all the late night club parties. Don't want to miss that. So let's get into it.
Well, it's the Amsterdam Dance Event, of course.
ADE is like Christmas for DJs.
It's the most important convention.
For the ultimate dance music fan, it's kind of like your 1 week to see all your favorite electronic acts and DJs 24 hours a day with no pauses.
Everything is really confined in this one street by the canal, so you will see everybody there. Whereas with other conferences, you know, everybody's scattered all over the city. That's really nice about Amsterdam. And everyone is here. All the big DJs, all the big record labels, all the big event promoters, agencies, you name it.
ADE's become the most important conference to attend for dance music. I mean, it's very focused. I used to attend a lot of other conferences, MEDEM and PopCom and other Winter Music Conference and so forth, but a lot of those have become really fragmented, you know, between stuff. With ADE, it tends to be very dance music driven, very focused. It's all, the meetings are all held in pretty much in the one complex, so it makes for a great meeting point, do business, a lot of clubbing events, so it's great to be here.
When we walked in here today, I looked on the lineup and it said we're playing, like Carl Cox is playing here in the other room tonight, which is crazy. Like, he's another guy that I grew up listening to, but to think that to have so much diverse electronic music all smashed into one thing is really cool, and it doesn't happen all that often. I mean, that's not something you see every day where you have someone like us and, you know, someone is an old Don like Carl Cox playing the same place, and that's happening all over. You're walking all around Amsterdam, and you can see the lineups everywhere. And I think for people that come here, it's a very well curated just slice of what's going on in electronic music right now.
You have an event like this, which is like cool parties, and your wristband actually gets you into all the parties that align, which is usually doesn't work that way in the events that we all go to. And it's great that the city, you know, supports this culture, and I think it's awesome.
Amsterdam is the best city in Europe. It might be my favorite city in the world, but ADE is the best music conference that exists. That, you know, really the one thing that's most important, I think, about this conference that separates it from every other thing of its kind is that people come here to do business. And you do business, and you walk out of here with real contacts, and you make record deals, and you get booked for festivals throughout the world. And I mean, it actually really happens, and it all happens here. Honestly, if you're not here, you can look around the room, and if you're worried about like whether or not you should work with someone, if they're not here and if they're not participating in this conference, they're not a professional.
Everyone should be at ADE because this is really the place where the business is happening, and every promoter, every DJ, every producer is here. So if you want to get in touch with them instead of just emailing or Facebooking or whatever, this is the place you have to be.
It's the biggest thing in Europe, so it's for European people it's so much easier to come over here than to go to Miami. Even though I like Miami as well, sunny and everything, but it feels like home over here. And Holland is so near. I've been here so many times, and it's just amazing.
So that's a little bit of who we've got coming up on the show. We're in front of the Dylan Hotel right now. We're about to go in and talk to Richard Zilma of Boomerculture. He puts on ADE. Let's go see what it's all about.
I think ADE is now quite special because if you walk around here, and basically everybody you will meet in every room at the different conferences and networking areas is a possible business partner, and that makes it so strong. And I'm really keen to keep it this way because that's the strength of coming over to ADE, you know. Everybody which I shake my hand with is a possible partner for my business or to promote my music. We are really lucky. We had the opportunity to develop this event for 16 years already, and every year we try to improve. And yeah, we really want to take care of the people who are coming over. I always say to my team as well, people come over from Australia, for example, and they spend 24 hours sitting flying over and spending money for that and a hotel. So we really have to offer them a great event. And that's always what I have in mind. If somebody says to his wife, okay, I have to go to ADE, there must be a good reason to come over here. And we have to make that happen. The good news is as well that we get more and more recognized as well by the city of Amsterdam, for example. This year was the first time we got approval to put flags on all the canals. So it's really impressive if you go out now. And which basically means that they recognize us as well and the whole scene as a culture scene. And before that they thought, okay, this is house music or electronic music. We are not sure it's culture, but now they understand, and we even get support from the government. My highlights for this year, yeah, that's difficult because we are just starting basically. But yeah, I really like the DJ cook-off. Yeah, we invited some DJs like Dubfire, John Aquaviva. We asked him to cook for selected industry people, and it turned out really to be fun. And so hopefully next year again. And I have some DJs already confirmed for that.
Make sure you register for ADE early next year. This year sold out very, very early in the season. It sells out every year. But ADE is not only about the panels, it's also about the parties. When we come back, I'll take you into my panel, How to Crack America. Welcome back. I'm going to moderate a panel now. It's called How to Crack America. You actually know some of the panelists, like Adam Gill from Embrace Presents, Lucas King from React Presents, Patrick Moxie from Ultra Records, and Michael Cohen, Tiesto's manager. Let's go check it out. How to Crack America, in a nutshell. First and foremost, you've got to create quality product. And I would say, and I'll throw this to Patrick to start, but is not rule number one, own your own publishing?
Well, you know, I think that you start out by creating music, so whether it's the track, figuring out how to add the top line, or the lyrics, or what kind of voice goes on it, or if no voice goes on it, right there you're a writer, right there you're a publisher. You've created something.
We talked about how to start up as a new artist from scratch, and I strongly recommended the internet as your best friend. The way that you can upload music to Beatport or YouTube, also videos, and get them up and get them to start streaming. But it's all coming from the music itself. The stronger that is, the faster everything else will grow. Obviously, a buzz in the internet will lead to a booking agent, will lead to contact with promoters, PR companies, etc. The whole ball will start rolling. The biggest obstacles, I mean, one barrier to entry is obviously a visa, and that's become very, very strict, especially after 9/11. You know, you now need 30 pages of English language press to get a visa for the States. So you can go to an experienced company like Traffic Control Group, or some other company like that will be helpful, but it will cost you $6,500 on an expedited basis or something to get a visa. So it's tricky. You also need a lot of press to do that. So you talk about a barrier to entry, that's a real barrier to entry.
How you get big in anywhere is you got to make big records, you know, or music that people want to see. If you don't, I mean, it's fine, you know, you can be a cool artist, but if you want to make a real business out of it, you have to obviously, you know, create demand for yourself. And if there's a demand in America, North America for it, you'll do well. If there's not, you have to work harder to create that demand. But working with record labels who have a following here, or, you know, touring here, or working with the right promoters, and you got to spend the time to do it.
The panel tonight is about like longevity in the music business. I don't have any recipe or secret, you know, like about why we've been doing this for such a long time. But I'm just, you know, taking life with a smile and enjoying what I'm doing, believing in the music I'm producing with my artist, and after that, it's the people choice, you know, like we are just here to propose, you know. I think also we are an alternative way of what's on the mainstream radios or the magazines, and Headbanger is only 9 years old now, so it's still the beginning.
On the panel we had Sander Van Doorn, Carl Cox, David Morales, Rehab, and Nicky Romero. Actually, Goldie was supposed to join us, but he didn't make it. So I actually thought he was going to be the one that was going to be the grouch, but it ended up being David Morales. Basically, he said that you can't have one hit record and then be an international DJ. You know, you got to like learn your shit, and you gotta like live in the business a little bit and like live and learn and grow, and you know, and these kids are just young kids, you know. But it was pretty amazing actually, because Nicky Romero more or less stepped to David Morales and he was like, you know, I can't apologize for when I was born. Wow. Which is true, you know what I mean? Like, it's not Nicky Romero's fault that he's like in his early 20s and lives in Holland. You know, no, he didn't go to the Paradise Garage, but he also wasn't alive when the Paradise Garage was open. So, you know, you can't really like apologize for that. It's an annual panel, actually, putting the A in authenticity, and it's the annual artist debate of, you know, where is the line between selling out and being able to please your fans? And you know, it's always a kind of a moving target. It changes every year. So the reason we can do it every year is because it actually means something different every time we revisit the subject. So last year was more focused on America and about, you know, really Guetta. I mean, we talked a lot about Guetta last year. I mean, there's really no reason to talk about him anymore because he's the undisputed king of the world at this point. So, I mean, it's really not a discussion anymore. So, you know, we moved on to other things, and it was interesting. It got actually a little hairy at some points. Going in, I actually had I didn't think it would go the way it went, actually. I mean, we ended up talking a bit more about like the history of things and kind of like, you know, delving in kind of Carl Cox's like world and like where he came from, and same with Morales. But it just seemed like a natural kind of setup for, I mean, really, for me, it's all about like the last like 5 minutes, you know, and I kind of like always pull it all back around and I make a statement kind of about like this, you know, where everything sits and where we're at that given time. And actually this year I think I did a particularly good job because things got like really kind of sidetracked, and it was nice to bring it all back and kind of say, I mean, basically I said that we're all in the same family, you know. I mean, it's like everybody's got like the one brother weirdo that you don't talk to, and you know, it's like, you know, you have to coexist. You have to respect each other because we're all in this for the same reason. We're in this because we love it, and we specifically love house music, and that's why we do this. I mean, we've all given up huge parts of our life so that we can continue to do this. So, you know, why bicker amongst ourselves? That doesn't even make sense, you know. There's a much bigger thing at hand, and that's pushing this whole culture forward. So that's what it's really about to me.
I love Amsterdam. The city is amazing. The people are wonderful. The nightlife is unparalleled, and the culture is so rich. I mean, the music and the food is just incredible. While we're on break, I'm going to go grab a coffee. See you in a bit. Welcome back. There's so much going on at this conference. Let's get right back into it.
over here in Europe, I think everyone's grown up with electronic music. In the States, I guess it's been a little bit more of an underground thing. Like right now, there's like, you know, a huge, I guess like resurgence or rebirth in electronic music right now. You know, it's really big, obviously, with like mega raves like Electric Daisy Carnival and stuff. So it's a really great time for electronic music in the States.
It's kind of following the European model, I think, a little bit more lately, because what I think we're noticing as we tour and tour more in the States, that actually these kids are growing up with electronic music. They don't go listen to like Blink-182 first anymore. They go straight to like Deadmau5 and Skrillex and Glitch Mob and things like that. So it's cool. I think it's a, the States is really, you know, especially like in Los Angeles and New York and San Francisco and places like that. I think that's something we've always looked over at Europe and admired, you know, for years, is like electronic music on the radio, you know, electronic music obviously in clubs and venues and grocery stores, and you know what I'm saying, everywhere you go it's like there's electronic music. In the States it wasn't like that for so long, but I think, yeah, like Ed said, there's kind of like this resurgence of kids growing up and diving straight into electronic music. So it's, you know, it's kind of like the new punk rock in a sense.
Nowadays it's you know, it's really such a big mix of music, you know. Everything seems to be coming together. House is meeting trance, is meeting electro, is meeting, you know, that hipster sort of stuff, dubstep. Everything is coming together really, and so I'm being influenced by anything right now. You know, just I could hear an amazing sort of dubstep bass line that I wouldn't use that way, but that particular sound used in a different way could add something completely new and crazy to your trance production, you know, and that's how I'm thinking right now. It's just there's no more rules, so it's a great time for music right now. When I started, I was really influenced by the type of music that was around. It was all still called house music, everything. It wasn't anything like trance, or it was just that crazy noise that was trying to be music. I was still coming out of the sort of like the hip-hop era for myself. People like 808 State, for example, that was really the sound of getting my interest, triggering it. One of the biggest differences that I was able to see, you know, now and when I look back at when I just started, is that then there were DJs, you know, just DJs. Now the DJs have become artists. Then you just played other people's music. Now you produce your own music and you play mostly your own tracks. So in that sense, it's really shifted from a DJ to an artist. Also the whole level of professionalism around it, you know. If you look at the production that that goes into the shows today, you know, 10 years, 20 years ago, if you would ever think of that, that would be the same environment as a U2 would play in, or, you know, whatever big, huge band. And, you know, now it's DJs playing with the same sort of production. It's just amazing.
What I love about Amsterdam is there's no censure, and it's really cool, especially in our business. Sometimes, and I understand perfectly that we have to be careful about the lyrics in some tracks, you know, and also some footage we can put in video. But in Amsterdam, everything is wide open. We're just having fun and enjoy what we can see and what we can hear. Because I'm tied with Pasha team, I have to travel a lot all over the world in different Pasha, and I'm representing them, especially for Canada market. And this year we are planning to have a tour, a Pasha tour, across the nation. And we also are looking to bring some Ibiza DJs in the team, you know, to travel across the country. So it will be really great and famous for this year, I'm sure.
Yesterday I was at a DJ Mag party and they announced me as the highest new Dutch entry, and I entered the list at 24. So really excited and really happy about that. I think the DJ Mag is really good if your name is there, but it's still not a list that's representing the DJs, you know, for sure. It's not really a DJ list. It's a combination of DJ producers, DJs who's doing a lot of gigs, or I think it's the whole package, you know. And yeah, enter such a list at 24. I'm really proud of my fans, you know, that so many people voted for me. I'm really happy. I'm really grateful and thankful for that. This is my 10th year of DJing, so I'm DJing for 10 years now, and especially the last 2 years worldwide. And yeah, I think my production, my original tracks helped me a lot with the votes, and yeah, of course, a lot of touring. I think I did last 2 years. I did more than 600 gigs.
The reason why we're still doing this is that we're very restless people, and what we do is great, and we spend thousands of hours making sure things are right, and we've got a reputation amongst a lot of people, not actually often not amongst the press, but amongst the people who matter, the people who work all week and buy tickets at the weekend. Amongst those people, we've got a great reputation for putting on great gigs. We've been around for a while, and we're doing something now which can go head to head with any of the kind of new things on the block, and persuading people of that is not always easy, but you know, we keep doing it, and we put out the first of the Red Light EPs a few months ago. It's #1 on the Buzz chart, and moving people in that sort of world where people are surprised to hear things from us because they've made up their minds about what they think we are. And quite often, you know, it seems that what people think we are is never what we actually are.
We've got this kind of mothership that's in front of us where we're controlling the lighting and the lasers and the visuals and this whole kind of holistically joined up show. And that's kind of what we're trying to put across with great music. You watch too many DJs who we've got the greatest respect for, and we've been DJing with a lot. And you see that stuff and you think we could bring a bit of energy to that kind of end of the market, you know, and really have a lot of fun playing really credible warehouse music. You know, we call it warehouse music delivered stadium style. Is that what we call it?
That's what we call it, yeah.
And that's what we want to do. We don't want it to get cheesy, but we want it to have a sense of occasion. And so that's what this evening's all about.
Well, that's ADE, and as Tommy Sunshine said, if you're in the dance music industry or want to be, ADE is the conference you must attend. So make sure you get yourself here early next year. Thanks for hanging out. I'm Emily Tan for BPM TV.